Another example in solving quadratic equations by completing the square. If we have 2x squared minus 13x plus 20 equals 0. So how can we solve this? So again, our a, or the value of a, is 2 and this is greater than 0. So let's take a and get its reciprocal. The reciprocal of a is 1/2. Therefore, we're going to multiply the whole equation with the reciprocal of a, which is 1/2. So 1/2 times 2x squared, that is x squared. Negative 13x times 1/2, that is negative 13 halves x. And then 1/2 times 20, that is equal to 10, equals 0. Because anything multiplied to 0 is 0. And then we have now a trinomial which is not a perfect square. So we're going to move 10 on the other side of the equal sign. And this will become x squared minus 13 halves x equals negative 10. Now what will be the third term, or what will be put here on these blanks? So we're going to use b divided by 2 squared. B here is negative 13 halves. So we're going to have negative 13 halves divided by 2 and then the square of that. So fraction divided by another fraction, because this is equal to 2 over 1. So we multiply the numerator, negative 13 halves, by the reciprocal of the denominator, which is 1/2. And then the product be raised to 2. So negative 13 times 1 is negative 13 over 2 times 2, 4. And then get the square. And then the square of negative 13 is 169 over square of 4, which is 16. So therefore, this is equal to positive 169 over 16. The same here. We're gonna add plus 169 over 16. Now this is a perfect square trinomial. Get the square of binomial equivalent to this. Square root of x squared is x. Copy the sign of the middle term. And then the square root of this is 13 over 4 equals. So this is the similar fractions. So we have to make them similar. Get the LCD, which is 16. So new denominator will be 16. So this is over 1. 16 divided by 1, 16 times negative 10, that is negative 160. So it did not change its denominator, so it will not change the numerator, 169. Then add negative 160 plus 169, that is 9 over 16. So this is 9 over 16. Get the square root of both sides, cancel, and we're gonna have now x minus 13 over 4 equals square root of 9 over 16 is positive and negative. Square root of 9 is 3 and the square root of 16 is 4. So for x, we're gonna have x equals positive negative 3/4. Then this will become positive, so plus 13 over 4. Therefore, the values of x are, take the positive 1, 3/4 plus 13/4, and then the other one, negative 3/4 plus 13/4. So 13 or 3 plus 13, that is 16/4. And then simplify, 16 divided by 4 is 4. And here we have x equals negative 13, or negative 3 rather, plus 13, that is 10, over 4. Get the lowest term, that is 5/2. Therefore, the values of x are positive 4 and positive 5 halves. Alright, let's have now the checking. Let's check if the values we got are correct. So we have x equals 4 and x equals 5 halves. Copy the original given 2x squared minus 13x plus 20 equals 0. Substitute 4 to x, so we're gonna have 2 times 4 squared minus 13 times 4 plus 20, is it equal to 0? PEMDAS, so we have to square 4 first. We're gonna have 2 times 4 squared, which is 16. Negative 13 times 4, that is negative 52, plus 20, is it equal to 0? 2 times 13 is, or 2 times 16 rather, that is 32, minus 52 plus 20, is it equal to 0? 32 minus 52, that is negative 20, plus 20, is it equal to 0? Yes. Therefore, the answer is correct. And for 5 halves, again, copy 2x squared minus 13x plus 20 equals 0. Substitute 5 halves to x. I'm gonna have 2 times 5 halves squared minus 13 times 5 halves plus 20, is it equal to 0? Square 5 halves first, so we're gonna have 2 times square of 5, which is 25, square of 2, which is 4, minus 13 times 5, that is 65 over 2 plus 20, is it equal to 0? We can actually cancel this and this will become 2. So we have 25 halves. Okay, so they are similar fractions. Now we can subtract them. 25 minus 65, that is negative 40 over 2. Copy common denominator. Copy 20, is it equal to 0? Negative 40 divided by 2 is negative 20, plus 20, is it equal to 0? Yes. Therefore, our answer is correct.